I call to order the meeting of the Mayor and Council of Borough. Are we okay? Okay. Meeting of the Mayor and Council of Borough of River Edge, September 25th. Does anyone currently have, is anyone signed into this meeting currently in this room?
You can see it on the participants,
Ann, are you muted?
how much that person.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Been attending.
Okay. Again, welcome to the regular meeting of the Mayor and Council of Borough of River Edge. River Edge Library, 685 Elm Avenue, also on Zoom. Could we please stand for a moment of silent reflection for our country, for the world, especially as the UN meets in New York City or has met? Mr. Shtanian, would you lead us in the flag?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Statement of compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act. This meeting complies with the Open Public Meeting Act by notification on January 6, 2025 of this location, date and time to the town news and the record and by posting of the same by the municipal bulletin board and the borough website and filing notice of the same with the municipal clerk. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Sure. Council President Montesano Cohen,
Here.
Councilwoman Kinsella.
Here.
Councilwoman Malalari.
Here.
Councilman Benson.
Here.
Councilman Glass.
Here.
Councilwoman Dhariwal. Mayor Papaleo.
Here. All right. There we go. I have mine now. Great. We have, first we have approval of the minutes. Could I have a motion and second to approve the minutes of the mayor and council regular meeting and closed session of August 19th, 2025, and the regular meeting of September 4th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Mayor, I have to abstain for September 4th. That's.
Okay, no problem. We have the, yeah, there it is. Great. Without you also?
Abstain too because I will be at the meeting.
Very good. Without objection, we're going to move an item from the resolutions to the beginning of the meeting to approve. Where is it here? There it is. 246, to approve the appointment of a volunteer firefighter. Is there objection? Hearing none, it is so moved. Could I have a motion in a second to approve resolution 25-246? A resolution, hold on, let me just make it a little bit bigger for myself to see. A resolution approving by the governing body of the Borough of River Edge that Alfredo Navarre hold on. Be and here is hereby appointed as a firefighter in the River Edge Volunteer Fire Department effective September 25th, 2025. Did we have a motion in a second?
So moved.
Second.
It is moved in second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Good. All right. If I call the entire fire department up and Alfredo and his family. And Alfredo, if you can stand right at the edge of the table, and if the fire department can fill in behind, right there with mom and dad. Alfredo, would it be okay for your family to hold the Bible while you take the oath? Okay, so if I could have mom and dad over on this side. And if you can hold this, great. We'll let the fire department fill in, and so we'll make sure that everybody can see. Just going to tilt this a little bit. All right. Great. Now, for the purpose of I don't think we got all the firefighters in. Come on, just enough. All right. We just, we need for you to move because you're blocking the camera. That's all right. Just move there a little bit more. Great. And I'm gonna step out of the way too, so that the firefighters are seen. But then you'll look at me, so we'll move over here. So, put your hand, raise your right. Right hand, put your hand on the Bible. Okay, this is great. I state your name,
I, Alfredo Navarre,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I
that I
will bear true faith
will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the government
and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I state your name,
I, Alfredo Navarre,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
as a firefighter
as a firefighter
of the River Edge Volunteer Fire Department,
of the River Edge Fire Department.
Volunteer Fire Department.
Oh, well,
That's okay.
sorry,
That's all right. To the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. So it is because of volunteers that we have a outstanding, in my opinion, the best Bergen County Volunteer Fire Department. And Chief, if you could speak a little bit to Alfredo and to the public.
No, we're just delighted to have Alfredo join our department. The officers and I have been very aggressive with our recruitment program, and we're just proud to have you join our family.
Alfredo. Here's his signature. All right. My mom and dad, thank you for raising such a great young man.
Yeah, good job.
All right, everybody. Oh, a picture. Do you wanna? No, they took plenty.
All right.
Yeah, good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, you are more than welcome to stay and watch the rest of the boring meeting, but you may want to go out and celebrate with your family. All right, take care.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Congratulations. I remember you being my kid's fifth grade math teacher. Jay, Alyssa Vasquez and Julian Vasquez.
Oh my God, well, how is it going?
She's in SCAD in
Oh, she-
Savannah, Georgia,
Oh, wow.
Savannah College of Art and Design, and he's in Felician. He's a freshman this year.
Thank
So, anyway, I saw your,
Saw your
face,
name.
like, Mr. Papaleo, and then I saw your title, like, he's the mayor. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
He's awesome. It was nice seeing you.
Thank you. Oh, yes, right? All right, yeah. All right, everyone. We have a presentation, the River Edge Swim Club lease. Who will be leading that? Come on up. Everyone who is going to speak, please come forward at this time. And if you're not going to speak, so that you're not sitting by yourself. Come in, sit down,
Sure.
and pull more chairs around. That's why those 3 chairs are sitting there all by themselves. And there's a nice seat here. Good. Pull those 3 seats up. All right. So, will requires for you to state your name and address.
I am Teresa Donahue.
Yes,
485 Fifth Avenue in River Edge.
Teresa, I'm glad you're here. All right.
Good evening. Thank you for having us, Mayor, and the members of the Town Council. I'm the current president of the swim club. With me tonight are Bob Holloman, our business manager,
Bob,
Miriam Miguel, our treasurer,
Miriam,
Samantha Berman, our secretary,
hi Samantha.
and Pauline Schwabic. I would say Pauline Schwabic
Welcome, Colleen.
is our person that does a million things at the pool.
Would you just move the mic over a little bit? Go ahead.
For the past 64 years, the River Edge Swim Club has been a cherished part of our community. Since May of 1961, generations of families have created lasting memories spending their summers relaxing with friends and neighbors at our idyllic location along the Hackensack River. My husband's family was one of the first to join, and they spent many summers at the pool raising their 8 children. Having lived in the town for 45 years myself, my family has continued the tradition. The swim club has proudly served the families of River Edge, teaching countless youngsters the vital life skill of swimming. Many of these individuals later return to the pool for their first jobs as lifeguards. We hold many fond memories within our grounds, and we are hopeful for many more years to come. River Edge Swim Club is fiscally sound. We operate completely in the black, and we have 100% of our bond money. Should a member choose to resign, their bond money is returned to them promptly. There are not many clubs left that can say that. We respectfully request a renewal of our lease with no increase in the rate so that the future generations of families can continue to experience the joy of spending their summer days relaxing at the RESC. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. Anybody else would like to speak? So, Lizette, before we open to the council to ask questions, we currently lease the land to them for a nominal amount. Is that correct?
For $501.
$501.
Yeah.
And we also, I think, they're part of our insurance, correct?
Partially, yes.
And so, the renewal would be essentially asking for the $501 to continue, correct?
Correct. The $501 is the rent, but also includes the water charge while the swim club, water and sewer.
Water and sewer, and have the water and sewer remain flat?
It fluctuates depending on the year, but it has not exceeded the $500 portion.
So it seems a reasonable request. Yes. Any member of council wish to ask a question, make a comment,
And taxes. And taxes.
and taxes. Yes.
Just one question, how long has it been $501?
I'm not sure, probably with the,
Since 1992, when our new lease, it was $1 prior to that, 1960, when we signed the original paperwork with the town. And then we got an extension on our lease in 92, I think it was. At that time,
Just have to say your name and address for the record.
Bob Alleman, 95 Kilmer Road, Mahwah, New Jersey.
Go ahead, Bob.
I'm the business manager. 1960, when the town leased the land to the board here, it was $1. And that continued on until 1992, when they added the sewer charge. At that time, they also took away some of our parking. Because at that point in time, there was nothing down there. When we originally signed the lease, it was gravel road. So that's where we stand at this point in time. And we do pay the full amount on taxes.
Okay, anything else? Yep. Any other member from
Yeah.
council?
Um,
Councilman Glass.
I'm 100% behind it. Pool is, I think, a great asset for the borough. It's very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I can imagine how much work that is too.
Yes, it is.
So I just want to thank you.
Thank you.
We worked so hard, all of us, we
Yeah.
worked so hard.
You guys do a great
We
job.
love it.
Really
We-
great job.
We love it. We absolutely love it. We love the place. We take care of it like.
Like it's our backyard.
It's ours, yeah. We wanna give it, make sure everybody has it, but we have put our heart and souls
Excellent.
into this pool. We love it. Beautiful. My children are 4th generation, so that's something that I'm proud of. My grandparents were original members, my parents, myself, and now my children, so that's something I would like to continue, so very proud of.
Because you spoke, you have to say your name and address.
Holly Hamill Traffic, 140 Wayne Avenue.
All right, cool.
Question.
Sure.
You opened up to out-of-town residents, is that right?
We did.
How many have we gotten? Have you gotten a lot of interest?
No.
Not a lot.
Because everybody else around us does the same thing.
Okay.
Do you need any of the modifications in the contract we have with you?
Do we need any?
Yes.
No, we'd like to keep it just the way it is.
Okay, very good. So, Lizette, I suppose the procedure would be the council move to have a resolution put on for the next council meeting, if the council is so inclined. So could I have a motion second to,
It'll be discussed in closed session.
it has to be discussed in closed session, but could I have a motion second to move it to the next council meeting as a resolution pending the discussion in closed session?
move.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you
tonight,
for what you
everyone.
do.
Thank you, appreciate your consideration.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, and you have the electronic copy from the bequeaths, right?
Correct. Did you want me
Alright,
to read
so-
that now?
As soon as we open to the public for any item on the agenda. Okay, could I have a motion and second from any member of council to open to the public on any item on the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Yeah, if you'd like to speak, please raise your hand if you're electronically, or raise your hand if you're here present for any item on the agenda. Not on the agenda, you can absolutely speak again when we open for any item at the end of the meeting. We do have one copy of a letter sent about an agenda item. Anne, would you please read it into the record, starting with the name and address of the person who sent it to us?
Sure. It's Cindy Bequeath, 745 7th Avenue. And it's regarding ordinance 25-18, which is to amend chapter 384 on the trees. She said, I would appreciate if you would consider adding wording to the updated ordinance so special circumstances can be considered for exceptions. When the tree count on properties is significant, there should be an ability for those fees to be waived. I'm not asking for this waiver to be used when trees are taken down for construction. I have 29 trees on my property. Of those, 13 trees are in category 2, which are between 16 inches to 24 inches diameter, a variety of oaks, which are over 75 feet tall. 17 trees are in category 1 with smaller diameters. Beeches, arborvitaes, enoki, cypresses, pines, magnolia, junipers, Japanese maple, etc., but are all over 15 feet tall. We've planted 13 new ones since we moved into our home in 2010. We bought our home in a large part due to the trees and other plantings on the property. We love our forest-like setting and we don't plan on taking down any trees unless they are diseased or have the potential to do damage to our property, our neighbors' properties, or public access. Thank you for your consideration.
Okay, as is our policy, we'll now hear from anyone else who'd like to speak, and then we'll close to the public. Any item on the agenda? Would anyone like to speak to any item on the agenda? There's only one person in the waiting room, attendees. I do not see a hand there. So I think we'd have a motion and second to close to the public on any item on the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so, Lizette, this is a request to make a change to an ordinance we're about to present. But, the ordinance only affects those who are, doing construction, correct?
Now, this is also for a request for removal on private property.
Yes.
And there's the application fee of $100, a bond of $400, but as long as the trees are replaced, the bond is refundable. What cannot be planted, then that bond money gets moved to our tree replacement fund.
But I guess my point would be, this only becomes applicable if you are looking to remove trees.
Correct. There is, if a tree is hazardous and it requires a removal, then that's exempted from the fees.
Yeah, so if a tree was sick or dying, as mentioned here, there would be no bond, there would be no fee.
Correct.
So it's exempt. I think this addresses Mr. and Mrs. Bequeath's concern, but it is open for the council to discuss it when we go to the ordinance later on in the meeting. If the council feels that this is something we should make a change, I think it would be a substantive change. And so we could not then move the ordinance forward. But I do not believe that this applies to their concern, because as long as they're not removing a healthy tree, it doesn't go into effect.
Correct.
All right. Is there any comment from council before we move on to the rest of the meeting?
So, the request really doesn't
Apply to them?
apply to the actual ordinance that we're going to put into effect.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Based on the way the homeowner has described it,
Right.
that they have no desire to take down their trees, they like their forest setting.
Right.
So if they're not, and they would only take down trees if they were a danger
Well,
or
and healthy,
disease,
you're right.
and then they would be exempt from the cost
Okay.
and from the bond.
So,
But that's something, if you don't read ordinances on a regular basis, you
Fair
you may
enough.
not have picked
Okay.
it up.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and may I make a suggestion?
I think the council
Yeah.
president has the floor, and then we'll go to
No,
you.
I'm sorry.
So if I understanding her concern is the exemption, right?
Yes,
So perhaps she's coming from the ordinance that exists right now in the Borough website.
Yeah.
Which this ordinance is revising those exemptions. So for clarity, I think once and if the ordinance is passed, it should be communicated to her directly that exemption exists in the new ordinance that we are considering tonight. I'm not saying we're passing it, but it's in the new ordinance.
I think they'll be watching this, but Anne, if you could reach out to the bequeaths sometime next week or so and share the council president's very good thoughts about that, that would be great.
Excuse me.
Sure.
The hazard exemption is already in the current ordinance. Is in the current code.
Again, just because it's there, it may not be
Yeah.
something that a layperson who doesn't read ordinances every day.
Which is why I'm concerned if she's picking up something that is in the ordinance right now,
Mhm.
that we need to look further.
Well, the council has the authority, when we come to the second reading, to pull the ordinance and have it rewritten at that time. So if the council, if there is some matter that is not clear, that we're not understanding, that would be appropriate for us to rewrite, then we can pull the second reading.
Okay.
And reissue the ordinance with corrections. What,
Reintroduce it, right?
reintroduce it, yeah.
Thank you.
Councilman Glass.
Thank you, Mayor. No, I was just gonna kind of echo what you and council president just said. I'd like to see us reach out to her.
Yeah.
Because we're having a hard time understanding exactly what the ask is.
Yeah.
So, I think that would be a nice, proper thing to do, is just.
So Anne's gonna
provide
do
her
that,
The opportunity to speak directly with someone that's knowledgeable and answer any questions she has.
yeah.
I think you guys already said that.
No, it's good to reinforce it, because we very much want the public to understand that we feel an obligation to listen to them and, and to act appropriately. So I agree with you. Spot on. Okay, are we good? All right, there are monthly reports available through the clerk's office, tax collector report of August, and land use board of August, and the health department of September. We have our first readings, ordinances 2516, 2517, 2518. We're going to move them as a unit. And we're going to, I'm going to ask after I read them all into the record, and if I have one member of council move and another member second, I'll ask the borough administrator to explain what we hope to achieve with these new laws or ordinances. So please allow me read all four into the record before I have a motion and a second. I call for a motion that the following ordinances be introduced and passed on first reading and setting October 9th, 2025 at 7 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be heard as the date and time in the council chambers in River Edge Municipal Building, God willing, as the place in Zoom as the virtual platform for the hearing on said ordinances. I will now read all four of them into the record. Ordinance 25-15, an ordinance to chapter 286 of the revised general ordinance of the Borough of River Edge entitled Multiple Dwellings Registration of. Ordinance 25-16, an ordinance to amend section 438-4 entitled Inspections of Chapter 438 of the revised general ordinance of the Borough of River Edge entitled Child Care Facilities. Ordinance 25-17, an ordinance to amend chapter 206 of the revised general ordinance of the Borough of River Edge entitled Fees. Ordinance 25-18, an ordinance amending section 384-7 and 384-8 of Article 2 of chapter 384 of the revised general ordinances of the Borough of River Edge entitled Trees. Please hold for a second. Ms. Dodd, as our clerk, this is the updated version I read, correct?
Correct.
Okay, which is different from the published version that went out to the council, the hard copies.
Correct, because I caught the error after those were made.
And let's just point out to the public where the correction is. Where is that correction?
So the correction is the date for the public hearing being October 9th, 2025 instead of today. And the location, the physical location being the River Edge Municipal Building versus the library.
Just so that everybody understands why they might see a difference. Very good. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Could I have a motion and a second?
So moved. Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Madam Business Administrator, would you please explain what we hope to achieve for each of these ordinances?
Yes, the first three ordinances were based on recommendations approved by the Board of Health. 25-15 updates the number of apartments in a property that requires the provision for inspection from 2 to 3 as a multiple dwelling. 25-16 increases the fees for inspection of childcare centers by $25. It is the first increase in 25 years. 25-17 increases various fees for health, Board of Health permits by about 25%. The last set of increases, depending on the activity, were no sooner than 7 years ago and no later than 22 years ago. And lastly, the tree ordinance 25-18 is an update to preserve the tree canopy in the borough, and it includes a refundable bond requirement for removals on private property.
All right. So it is open for debate. Is there debate? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, roll call please on all 4 ordinances.
Sure. Council President Montesano Cohen,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinsella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Malalari,
Yes.
Councilman Benson,
Yes.
Councilman Glass,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dhariwal.
Are there any opposed or any abstentions? Hearing none, it is unanimous. All right, let's go to resolutions now. Are there any questions from the council regards to any of the resolutions, including payment of bills? All right, we're going to move all of them, but we're going to ask that the finance chair read the payment of bills into the record, even though we're moving all of them. So could I have a motion and second to move 25-244 through 25-253 with the exception of 25-246, which was already been moved?
Second.
Could I ask the finance chair to read 25-253 for the sake of what's the word I'm looking for?
Transparency.
Transparency.
Sure, Mayor. At a regular meeting of the Mayor and Council of the Borough of River Edge, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, held on September 25th, 2025. Be it resolved that the Mayor and Council of the Borough of River Edge approve the following expenditures. Current fund, $5,322,217.51. General Capital Fund, $23,204.60. Grant Fund, $113,193.27. Animal Control, $3.60. Trust Other, $1,937.52. Payroll, $23,781.32.
Developers escrow, $6,839.30. Recreation trust, $8,498.85. So moved.
Okay, it's already been moved and seconded. Could I have a roll call, please, Madam? Clerk?
Seconded.
There was no second?
No,
When I moved the original, I moved them all as a block. Where
You excluded 25.
I excluded 25,246
Oh.
and only 25,246.
they don't need, no longer need a second for this.
No, because we've
Yeah.
already moved and seconded. You
Got it.
simply read it into the record for
Got it.
transparency's sake.
Okay.
Roll call, please.
Council President Montesano Cohen,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinsella, Councilwoman Modellari,
Yes.
Councilman Benson,
Yes.
Councilman Glass,
Yes.
Councilwoman Darwell.
I need to,
Recuse.
I need to recuse from 25-245 and 25-248 and 25-253 with any bills pertaining to recreation.
Very good. All right, very good. Thank you. We have for discussion, proposed ordinance entitled Boards, Commissions, and Committees.
Yes, there was a question that arose from a couple of department heads that run various boards and committees about attendance. And in researching further, there was the Citizenship Service Act from 2009 that actually went into effect, in which we could put an attendance policy of declaring a position, whether a full member or alternate, is vacant if such person fails to attend or participate for it's originally 8 consecutive weeks or 4 consecutive meetings, but the law allows the municipality to restrict that further to 6 weeks or 3 meetings. And even though that's a state law, we need to codify it to whichever version the governing body so chooses to implement. And then the various boards will be notified of this attendance requirement.
Very good. Mr. Shanian, correct me if I'm wrong, but if the council should use either the less stringent or the more stringent version, the option to enact to do that is left to the council. So even though if we chose the more stringent, we could say we could just choose not to avail ourselves of that option. Is that correct?
In passing the ordinance, you can choose either option. Well, once it's chosen, if you want to undo it, if that's the question.
No, say there is somebody, what was the lesser of the two?
3 meetings.
3 meetings. Someone had missed 3 meetings and the council felt that there was extenuating circumstances and chose not to remove them. They could simply, by not acting, not remove them.
Absolutely, because the ordinance presupposes that the mayor and council have the right to determine whether the circumstances present the basis for removal. It's not automatic.
That's what I thought.
Correct.
So I would recommend the council, we use the more stringent version instead of the lenient one. So that if their removal is needed, especially for a committee that only meets say quarterly, we could then take action. Because there is at least one committee that meets quarterly. And so if we use the more lenient one, we would have no recourse. But it is now open for discussion.
Is that, when we say 3 meetings, is it consecutive or?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I think that when Lisette and this came up and we discovered that there was statute in the books and we needed to codify this, I think it will help strengthen the committees and commissions and ensure that those that volunteers actually that accept being a volunteer meet their commitments. That's I think the objective of this ordinance. We're always looking for members and volunteers for committees and commissions. So I'm totally in agreement with that.
And Mayor, this extends to any students who are appointed to any
Yes.
committees as well, correct?
Any members?
Any members, okay.
Any other comments? So if the council seems to be in agreement, could I have a motion second to move this to a written ordinance?
So moved.
All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed, any abstentions? Okay, 100% disability veterans tax exempt letter.
Okay, so in the last meeting, there was a resolution in which authorized the tax exemption for a 100% disabled veteran, and it was effective August 1st of this year. And the governing body received a letter that's in your packet from said veteran and spouse requesting to extend the exemption to January 1st of this year.
Okay, so this has some unique, as lawyers like to say, facts to them, right? It's fact sensitive. In general, we should not be predating or going back retrospective to in this because it's just, as he's explained to me, it's not really good policy. However, in this individual case, and correct me if I'm wrong, there was an error made by the Veterans Administration.
Yes.
And and so the person was denied when they should have been approved. When the individual family fought for their veterans' rights, the Veterans Administration recognized its error and then approved. If it had been approved when it was first put forward, the benefit would have begun in January 1st. So the council has reason, if they wish to grant the benefit from January 1st. We must grant it because they are entitled to it. The question is, are we going to grant it from?
Well, it was granted at the last meeting, August 1st.
Yes.
The question is whether it's to be extended retroactively to January 1st of this year.
So I think there is grounds for it if the council is so interested in doing so. Is there interest?
What's the amount?
Within the letter.
Is that what it talks about?
Oh, right, okay, good. You ruled that sentence.
That's true, that's true.
But Mayor, you're saying that if it was originally granted, it would have been exempt anyway.
It wouldn't have been.
January 1st.
It would have been, yeah,
Okay.
January 1st, but the Veterans Administration made a mistake. They corrected the mistake, and so it's not the homeowner's fault.
Right, so the amount,
Yeah, the amount wasn't even in the original resolution.
I didn't mean to indicate that I don't support this. I was just curious what the amount is.
Okay. All right, so is the council inclined to have a resolution put on for the next meeting to backdate the benefit?
Yes.
yes.
All right, so can I have a motion in second?
So, second,
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? All right. So now we have the Cultural Center car show letter.
The Cultural Center holds an annual car show, and they had submitted a letter stating that they received a bill from our police department for the outside traffic duty detail. And they had not planned this. This is the first time that they had been charged. And based on their budget, they don't have any wiggle room for non-budgeted expenses. In their letter, it says first time in 25 years, they received the bill. And so it's up to the governing body. The bill was for $1,876.08 for the sergeant and 2 crossing guards.
Okay, now, Lizette, I asked you to research this, and we've talked about it, but for the council's and the public's benefit, You spoke to the chief, and has this been something that we have charged the car show for in the past?
The chief did indicate that they did not bill the cultural center in the past. It was only this year they realized, the police department realized that the cultural center had not been charged for outside duty.
And in fact, I spoke to the mayor of Ordell, and they too had not charged them in the past. And they too sent a letter of request for outside duty. Now, Lizette, what has been our practice in regards to nonprofits and police requirements, traffic and safety requirements?
They, at the nonprofit's request, instead of charging the outside duty fee, they would be charged the assigned officers overtime rate.
Okay. So, I think there's a couple of things I want to kind of put before the council. One, this was not something that the cultural center could have anticipated. And so I think that there's reason for latitude in this. Again, the facts are that they did not expect this. Two, we do for nonprofits regularly grant them an accommodation that instead of the normal fee, we only charge the overtime fee.
Yeah.
For the particular officer.
Yes.
Which means no money comes to the borough, and only the officer's rate is paid. So it's up for the council to discuss, and there's room to think about this in a lot of different ways. One way the council could consider this is no, this is something that they should pay, or that would be the one option. Second option would be, well, we're going to charge them for the overtime and only the overtime like we do other nonprofits. Or third option could be, since they didn't know that this was going to be an expectation, we could for this year only not charge them anything and simply absorb the cost because they didn't know it was coming. I personally think the first option of simply telling them they have to pay it would not be fair, in my opinion. And the second and third option, I think, have merit. And I leave it to the council to, well, the council can do whatever it wishes, but I would recommend to the council the second or the third option.
Question, Mayor, so did they have police officers in the past and they just weren't charged?
That's correct.
But the car show has been going on for a very long time, no?
25 years, longer,
And
something like that,
so they've never been charged.
ever. To the best of our knowledge, we asked the chief about it. And of course, Chief Walker has not been the chief for 25 years,
Right.
but he was an officer of the department under,
Previous chiefs.
previous chiefs.
And this bill, when did this bill go out to them?
I think in August.
And the car show had been held
July.
July.
July, so
So it was after the event
so
occurred.
it's retroactive. They had no chance to budget for it or plan for it. And they had never been billed for it. I go with option 3 that you said, Mayor. Put them on notice next year, we'll start charging, but for this year,
And that also that they would have to request that we do the lesser rate,
right, okay.
and it would not bind the next year's council.
And just for clarification, so other events like the St. Peter's Carnival, Baron Fest, they do request.
Yes,
Yes.
So that being said, they would just be in equal footing with other events.
I would think.
So I agree with Councilman Benson with option 3, based on those
Can you
facts.
repeat the first part of what you just said? You gave an example of what was that?
So there is a St. Peter's Carnival
Okay.
and the Baron Fest of the student.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I think, we support all those activities in the nonprofits, but I honestly believe strongly that our costs should be covered. Whatever cost the borough is incurring, and I think that's what the mayor is suggesting. In that sense, they should be charged and they should pay.
This year.
As long as they're given proper notice and it's properly communicated to them, moving forward.
So Councilman Benson's motion that we move with option 3.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay,
Yes, I'm in agreement that they had never been billed before. They were not expecting this cost. And so as long as they're on notice for next year and they know what it will be,
And that they have to make the
and
request.
they have to make the request. I think that's perfect.
Like the other two
I
events.
think
Jeff.
you really need to be diligent in collecting all orders.
All the events.
Across the board, you know, to be fair to.
That's,
Yeah, well, that we
We
do.
do.
that's what I brought the Byron Fest and
Yeah.
Carnival. I just want to make sure that everybody's on equal footing.
So could I have a motion and second to, how would we phrase that?
Waive the fee for this year
This year.
only, and they're subject to it next year.
I have a question, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do we, I mean, I don't, how does the cultural center work? Do we know, do we know what their finances are? Do we see their bank accounts? Do they have a lot of money?
Budgeting line?
They're a 501c3. They're separate from the borough, so we don't have access to that.
I was just thinking, I mean, if they do have a lot of money that, you know, whatever they might use it for, I could see where.
Well, when they make the request next year, the then council can say, where your request is pending, you know, a disclosure of your financial records, if the council chose to do that.
I mean, we don't wanna hit them up just because.
No, I understand, but if they're using money for other things that, you know.
I think the important thing is we get reimbursed for our costs.
And that's what we do
Okay.
for that. If it's an event other than a nonprofit of the town, we just charge them the regular flat rate, so. Okay, so could I have a motion and second, I think there's a consensus, could I have a motion and second to waive the fee for this year, but explain to them that they must petition us every year from this point on to get the lower rate. And of course, it would be then the decision of that council to decide whether they were going to do it or not. I cannot, sorry, we will open to the public soon, but this is not how official meetings work.
But also notify them that they will get charged if
Yes,
right, next year.
Will the other events will have the
they
same?
already know it.
Yes.
They're already following the procedure. They follow the
So the-
protocol. They,
Carnival that's happening to St. Peter's.
Yeah,
They
they-
charged by the police?
yeah, when did they come to us? About a month ago?
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
Byron
It
Fest
was
a
one
month
of our resolutions.
Yeah.
So they send the letter, it comes on the agenda, we consider it, and it has been our past practice to approve it for nonprofits of the town,
So again, it's just putting everybody in the same.
same
Well,
group.
Same.
I know
Treating
our
them
police
fairly.
department does a lot for St. Peter during Carnival.
What?
Our police department does.
They do.
good. Yeah, they really are very helpful with.
If there's at any other religious institution, any of the synagogue, the churches, you know, that if they have an event and they ask us, it's been my 14 years that we've never said no.
Absolutely.
So I have a motion, can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Okay, is there new business? Is there old business? All right,
So, as the 250 committee, the 250 committee is been meeting, and I would like to request the mayor and council, we need more members to be filling in the 250 to have those activities planned and executed next year. If you could please go to your departments if you can, or reach out to the public.
not departments, to our
To the
liaisons.
liaisons
Yeah.
and to the public also, if anybody is interested in joining the 250 committee. It's
All right.
been led by Eric Moore.
So if the council could reach out to all their liaisonships and ask for someone to step forward to be a part of the 250th year of the United States
Or-
Constitution.
Can I also?
Yeah.
Suggest anybody that is listening,
Yes,
if they want to participate, there's an opportunity to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the US. So that's something that should be communicated publicly too, not only to the liaisons,
And
but also.
there would be a table for 250. They're thinking of putting up a table at the Riverhead Day.
Perfect.
So they would get more information.
okay. And how about this? Anne, can you please send an email to all the committees, boards and commissions that they should reach out to Councilwoman Jariwal in regards to someone who could represent them on the committee?
Sure,
It'd be completely voluntary.
sure.
Is that good?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else on council? Okay, could I have a motion and second to open to the public for any comment?
So,
All in favor, please say aye.
aye.
Okay, did you wanna, you have to come forward, state your name and address. And please be seated.
Andrew Jaffe, 297 Concord Drive, a resident for 43 years.
Andrew,
I'm very happy.
you have 2 minutes.
Just a simple I mean, I didn't come to ask anything, but listen to what took place. So the cultural council is the River Edge Cultural Council.
Oh, well,
Or is it
we don't do dialogue back and forth. The
Okay, so
procedure,
that's the
you
first
just
question.
ask, and somebody write that down?
The car show, I think, was very successful at Riverdale. And if I understood from what I heard, not knowing anything, a bill was sent out to the Oradell Police and the River Edge Police. Is it gonna be split evenly? Is there a different pay rate for Oradell Police from River Edge, since both were at the same 85, 90-degree day at the place? So I just think it should be equitable, whatever it is. And maybe there's leaning a little more on River Edge since it's the River Edge Culture Club, not the Oradell. I'm just asking, just
Okay.
curiosity.
Anything else?
No.
All right, we have that written down, somebody? It's great. Because I was looking for, great, thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to come and speak before the council?
On any item or?
Any items?
Hello, everyone. My name is Lou Grasso, and I'm a managing member of 846 Kindercomack Realty, which owns 840 through 846 Kindercomack Road, River Edge. It's a mixed-use building with retail on the ground floor and apartments on the second. I'm here tonight to comment about the proposed parking ordinance changes on certain streets which prohibit 9 to 11 a.m. parking. The first zone, I understand, will cover streets from Richard Court through River Edge Road. All residents in that zone, I understand, will be permitted to park on any street in that zone for the entire day. A change from the presently 9 to 11 excluded. Commuters who reside on the streets north of Washington would most likely park on Washington and Lincoln all day due to the fact that those two streets are much closer to the train station. This would result in an extreme parking hardship for the business district located between Lincoln and Washington. The parking for businesses located between Lincoln and Washington is often difficult now, but spaces are usually available on the side streets. With commuters parked there all day long, this would make an already difficult parking situation worse. I think the purpose of this proposed parking ordinance change was to allow residents to park in front of their own homes or the street they live on without receiving a summons. This goal could still be accomplished by making two of the streets closest to the train station, Washington and Lincoln, separate zones and have their own permits. This would allow residents to park on their own street at any time, but prevent streets closer to the train station from having parked cars from other streets. This system would help the business district by continuing to have available parking on the side streets and avoiding customers having difficulty finding a space to park, and potentially leading to business owners vacating their location. Thank you.
Welcome. All right, anyone else? Seeing none, could I have a motion second to close to the public?
Second.
All in favor? All right. So the first thing is, each town is its own entity in regards to, traffic and safety costs, and each town creates its own ordinances and resolutions. So whatever the, Riverdale Police Department and council chooses to do is a matter of, for them and them alone. What was the second question?
Well, I think he has,
About the
you want a
cultural center.
clarification about the cultural center, like how it's kind of commissioned, right?
So the Cultural Center has existed for decades upon decades. They're their own entity. They have a
501c3.
501c3. They do different events. They do art events. They do the show. They're completely separate from the borough's authority. We allow them to have space in the borough. We have a house, off of, the library. You can see it when you leave, which they rent for like $1 or something. Nominal amount. And so they are not technically a River Edge entity. They are an entity unto themselves that are within the River Edge. Yes, as to what the Oradell Council and Police Department is going to do, I couldn't say. I will be, I spoke to the mayor of Oradell about this, and I will tell him what our council has chosen to do. This may or may not affect what they choose to do, but that's pretty much it. To the permits, there is an open Tuesday, the 30th. There will be a traffic and safety meeting, which will have a town hall style meeting. The individuals who live on the affected sections of the town, just those blocks that actually have the do not park between 9-11, or it could be others, will be meeting there, and you can meet and make that recommendation. The traffic and safety will then make a recommendation to the council, and the council will then ask Mr. Shedanian to draft an ordinance. So we're not at the point where an ordinance is being considered yet, but the council, I think, is predisposed to doing something to give relief to those residents. But your suggestion of a special district for that one area is something that you can convey. The council certainly heard you, and I would recommend that you might send an email to Sergeant Diamond and Chief Walker recommending this tweak of the proposal. And I would hope that we might be able to accommodate, given the special nature, the facts of that particular area of town. Anything else? All right. Council comments.
I have a comment. Just want to thank Michelle Kaufman for managing a very successful 2025 farmers market that ended today.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, had to be postponed because of the rain that never came. And Steve Shalit for live music and coordinating other musicians to join us as well. The Farmers Market Committee for their support, and especially the community that made the 2025 a successful season.
Excellent. Councilman Benson, you were on the Cannabis Committee, correct?
Yes.
Is there anything you'd like to offer in council comments today?
Oh, yes. Well, today we had the soft grand opening of the Sweet Spot Cannabis Store on Route 4. The mayor and I, Councilwoman Montesano Cohen was there, and Kinsella was there as well. And it was very interesting. We got a chance to meet with the team there. They toured us around the facility. They showed us the back rooms with the safe and everything. And it was very impressive and very exciting to know that this business is coming into River Edge, and we'll benefit from them from 2% of their sales, which will be fantastic. And we're hoping that they have fantastic success. We're feeling very comfortable and confident, I think, having met them, that it will be very successful. So we urge all our residents who are interested in cannabis and are taking in that potential substance to please, go to our Sweet Spot store that just opened up across Route 4. A lot of people don't know that's River Edge. I didn't when I joined the council. That whole area with Ethan Allen, those stores are part of our borough.
This River Edge is actually a peninsula. We're surrounded on 3 sides by water. One of the things I want to emphasize is our chief of police was there for the grand opening too. And our chief of police have met with the owners, and so has some of the officers in designing their security system. And in fact, every camera in the building and outside the building is connected to our own monitoring system at our police department. So the police department have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 years, access to all their cameras, both in and outside the vault, both in and outside the public areas, both in and outside of the building itself. So it is very secure, and the police will be present to monitor and control traffic at the beginning of the opening, and they're opening to the public on Saturday. And Council President, if you could say a few words about the other grand opening we've had today.
So we had a reopening of the Dunkin' Donuts on Main Street by CBS. They've done a phenomenal job in redoing the entire inside of the facility, making it a river edge. The Dunkin' Donuts, River Edge is prominently shown, they're making it more appealing and more homey for all ages, and it was a great success. They donated $3,000 to an NGO, a local NGO. And the public was in attendance, as well as members of the council. It was very, very a nice event to attend.
It really was. They've been there. They've been a company in River Edge for 22 years.
First in Kinnicamac.
First on Kinnicamac, and now here for 22 years. They've been one of our businesses. We're very grateful that businesses choose River Edge. And the chief was also present at that grand opening too. So we were grateful for that. Anything else? River Edge Day is coming upon us, right?
Yes.
October 5th, we have River Edge Day is coming upon us. Anything else?
With a rain date of October 12th.
With a rain date of October 12th. All right. Before we adjourn the meeting, could I have a motion and a second from Member of Council to go into closed session, resolution 25-254. Resolution to go into closed session, exclude the public or attorney-client privilege, NJSA 10:4-12B7. Borough Hall construction update, River Edge Swim Club lease agreement, potential litigation, unauthorized street opening. And so could I have a motion and second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye. Since we will not be coming back into session to take any action, we will be closing the public session and not reopening it. Could I have a motion to adjourn the public session?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We are closed.